Hello everyone, welcome to Merlin's Manor. Today I'm going to be going over my top 10 most anticipated games of 2022. Now, in order to be on this list, it's going to be games that are coming out new in 2022, so not reprints, as well as actual games, not expansions. But before I get into the actual top 10 list, I did want to talk about a couple that don't quite fit that criteria. Actually, 4 games that don't fit that criteria that I wanted to go over real quick. 2 that are being reprinted that I'm excited about are Dead Men Tell No Tales, and that's going to be coming here shortly. Hopefully sometime in February they're going to be coming with that reprint. And so I'm excited about this because it's been out of print for quite a while and been hard to get a hold of. And so I've been looking forward to playing that game. Also, Honey Buzz is a game that is being reprinted that has gone out of stock, and they're going to be having a new print coming along with their new Kickstarter. But also they had the ability to pre-order it to come out even sooner if you wanted to do that. And so I went ahead and have pre-ordered Honey Buzz for when it's going to come out, probably March or April this year, I believe. And so I'm excited about being able to try that game out as well. And then a couple expansions that I am excited about. Final Girl Series 2 is going to be coming out in December. I just got the first season of Final Girl back in December and have really enjoyed that and have backed their Kickstarter. And I'm looking forward to that coming out. Also, the 2 expansions for Everdell. I'm looking forward for those to come out as we really enjoy Everdell. And so I'm excited about that as well. Let's go ahead and get into the top 10 list. The first one is Power Plants by Kids Table Board Games. And I have backed this one. It's a game where it's an area control game where you are placing tiles down and you can use certain powers as you do that. They've got a strong power, or you can use the weak powers from those that surround where you have placed that. I don't know a whole lot the exact details of how this game works, but it looked interesting. It's by a group that has another game that I'm anticipating. I'm going to get to that in a little bit later. It's actually the other game is the first Kickstarter I've backed, and it's going to be coming soon. But again, I'll get to that in just a moment. So I'm excited about this one. The components look great. The gameplay looks interesting. And so I am anticipating that one as my number 10. At number 9, I have Chai Tea for 2. Now this is a 2-player. This is a game that they have made like a 2-player version. They already had another game called Chai Tea. I haven't played that one yet. I have ordered it along with some other games that are going to be coming in later, and so we're going to try that one. But my wife and I, we play a lot of games together, and so it's exciting to have a game that is just a 2-player game. And so we're hoping this one will come out soon. There's been some issues with Chai Tea and Steep Games and getting their games out there in a timely manner as they predict, as well as not communicating that well. And so we're hoping this one will come out. They're supposed to be shipping in February and coming soon after that. So we'll see if that happens. But we are excited about this game for when it eventually arrives. The next one is Planet Unknown. And this is a game that I've actually been able to play over on Savranti. They have the digital version on there, and I've been able to check it out, and I've enjoyed it. It's a polyomino placement game where you are trying to get certain things placed down, and if you fill a row or a column, you then are able to get points at the end of the game for that, as long as there are no meteorites on there. And so you also have to kind of focus on cleaning up meteorites so you can get those points, as well as when you place those polyominoes, you get a couple things to go up, a couple activations of going up on a different tracks that you have there. And so you are choosing both for the placement of the polyominoes as well as the benefit that you're going to get from placing those polyominoes. And some of those polyominoes, as I mentioned earlier, have meteorites on them that you're going to have to clean up before you can actually claim those points. And so it's got a lot of interesting things going on with it. It's got events and different things that are going to have to change the way you play the game. I've enjoyed it on Savranti, and I'm looking forward to playing the actual physical game when it arrives here shortly. The next one on my list is the Isle of Cats Explore and Draw. Now this had a Kickstarter that has an expansion as well as this standalone game, the Isle of Cats Explore and Draw, which is a flip and write game. And so you are going to have these different cards that get flipped over, and you are going to choose which ones you are going to take in order to try and fill your boat. you've got a few different powers that you're able to add in there as well to change exactly how you're going to take. And when you take these, you have to actually take an entire row. Sorry, an entire column. An entire column. I mean, and so you have to be able to place all three in there. And so you want to try and plan out how you're going to take that column. And so you got kind of interesting things there. But then the powers allow you to do some things a little bit differently along the way. And so you're able, over the course of the 7 rounds, to be able to choose to use 3 out of your 5 powers once each. And so you kind of carefully decide which rounds you're going to use those in. It's got a lot of interesting choices to make along the way, kind of a puzzle to solve. And everybody is able to choose. You can have as many players as you want in the game, because each person has their own sheet, and you can go ahead and each decide which ones you want. You may take the same things, you may take different rows and columns, you may use your powers in different ways. And so it's got a lot of interesting things going on with it. I've been really getting into a lot of flip and right / roll and write games since this game debuted on Kickstarter, and it's got me kind of interested in some other ones. And it's very interesting mechanics. I'm very looking forward to explore and draw. The next one on my list is Vagrant Song by Weird Miniatures. And this game is kind of an interesting concept. You are kind of a campaign style game, and you have this board, and you're trying to go through, and you're interacting with these different ghosts and trying to do different things. And I don't know a whole lot about this, but it's got an interesting look to it. It's been reviewed very well. And it just it looks like it's going to be an interesting game. And so I am looking forward to Vagrant Song by Weird Miniatures. The next one on the list is Deliverance by Andrew Lowen. He has made this game. It's kind of a Christian faith-based type game where you are angels trying to defeat demons. And so it's kind of got a dungeon crawl type game, but with you're going to be angels going up against evil powers. And so you're going to be trying to defeat them. And so it looked like a very interesting game. I like that it's got kind of that Christian aspect to it. You got some different angels that are in the Bible and different things as well. And so it's kind of a cool, interesting kind of take there. I'm interested to see exactly how it plays out and how it works. And so that one has been one I've been looking forward to for a while now. Another one is Marvel Zombicide. And this is the latest edition of Come On Zombicide series, and I love the Marvel theme there, and so that kind of interested me. Also, another thing that interests me about this is that you are actually, as in the main mode, you are actually going to be zombified heroes, and so it's kind of got a different take there. Normally in Zombicide you are defeating the zombies, and here you are actually beating the zombies. And so I thought that was a kind of an interesting take, as well as I like the Marvel theme. They also are coming out with a mode where you can play as the heroes and do kind of more like the normal way you do that. Of course, each hero is going to have their special powers. You've got bystanders that if you're in hero mode, you're going to be trying to save. If you're in zombie mode, you're going to be trying to devour them to get special abilities. And so it's just got a lot of interesting things going on with it, and very interested. This was higher up on my list, but due to the price as well as how bloated it's getting, it actually kind of backed down a little bit on my list to number, let's see, what is it, about 4, I think it is. So we're at the number 4 here. And so, but I'm still highly looking forward to this game. The base game is coming out in 2022, but the rest of the expansions and all that are coming out in 2023. And so we're going to have to wait a little bit for those. But it definitely looks interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to Marvel Zombicide. Next one on my list here is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Originally, I didn't back this game on Kickstarter. It was originally going to be just a solo game, and I didn't necessarily want to shell out so much money for a game that was just going to be solo. And but then they've also added a 1v1 mode. But also, I decided I want to play it for the solo mode as well, and so I've kind of changed my mind on that one and decided to go ahead and pre-order this. It's coming out very soon, and so I'm looking forward to Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Now, at number 2, we've got Creature Comforts, and this is also by Kids Table Board Gaming. This is the one I was alluding to earlier. Is the very first Kickstarter that I backed, and it was originally going to come out in December of 2021. but has been pushed back and should be. And I just looked at the update on the ship, and it has arrived in Savannah just a couple days ago. And so as soon as they get those out to the fulfillment centers, this one's going to be coming in very quickly. And this is a game where you are placing workers, and you have dice that you're rolling, and then you're going to have to try and spend those dice to be able to do the different actions. If you wind up placing a worker somewhere where you can't do the action because you don't have the right dice, you will get a lesson learned token, and then you can use that to adjust the dice later on in your future rounds. And so that's kind of an interesting mechanic there. And just the whole game looks very cute. It's one I think our whole family is going to enjoy, as well as I got some friends that are looking forward to play it with me. And so this is just one of those games that we've been looking forward to since December of 2020. And so it was supposed to fulfill in December 2021 and is coming very shortly. And so we are looking forward to this game. And the last one on my list, the number one most anticipated game, is Frosthaven, assuming it's going to come out in 2022. I know it's been a long time coming. It's been pushed back quite a bit. There's been jokes made that it's coming in 2075 and different things like that. But I know Isaac Childress is trying to make sure that it's the best game that he can put out. And so he's been doing a lot of extra adjustments and trying to make sure that it is going to be ideal. And we love to play Gloomhaven, my wife and I. And so this is one that we've been looking forward to for a long time. And this should be coming hopefully this summer, or September is another date that I heard is a possibility. Sometime hopefully in the third or fourth quarter of this year, Frosthaven will finally come out. We've been anticipating it for a long time, and that's why it is my number one most anticipated game for 2022. So what are your most anticipated games for 2022? Let me know in the comments, and let me know what you think of my list here. Which ones that you agree with, which ones that you think are going to be flops or you don't really necessarily aren't looking forward to. Which ones you think are just going to be amazing and awesome. Just let me know. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I will catch you in the next one.